Friday night, football night in Williamson County. Welcome to the WCTV Game of the Week here on the campus of beautiful Nolensville High School, the newest gem in the crown of educational monoliths in this town, in this county. Michael Williams here calling the play-by-play. Parker Hazard alongside, giving you all the details we need. Parker, what do we need to know before we kick this sucker off?
Well, we need to know that we have Brentwood High School visiting tonight, 6A team with the host Nolensville being a 4A team. And don't let those numbers fool you, folks. Nolensville starting off strong just as well as Brentwood. Both coaches know each other. Defensive schemes are very similar. And I really think this game's going to surprise a lot of people. And if Nolensville can keep the penalties at a minimum, they can keep it close and make this a game for us to enjoy and possibly come out with a home field victory.
Well, we got a mix up on the kickoff tonight. We've seen both of these teams the last 2 weeks. We saw Nolensville 2 weeks ago in a big upset over Summit High School, and watched Brentwood last week travel to Ravenwood in the Battle of the Woods, and Brentwood came away with the victory.
Great game, too. So take two here on the kickoff.
Check it out again. This time we are underway. This one looks to be returnable, and if we can get a hand on it, number 19, Ethan Welch. And first mistake tonight is Zach Campbell, of course. Naturally, we've been having a hard time seeing numbers last couple of weeks.
Hey, it's no worries. You're looking at this Nolensville team. Anybody receiving a punt or a kickoff or downfield receiving for the offense, you're going to look for number 13, Zach Campbell. He is a senior. All 5'8", 145 pounds of him. He is a speed threat, and Nolensville's offense have used him in multiple forms. So we'll see what they can do here on the first drive of the game.
So Nolensville 1st and 10 from the 18. A little rollout to the right, looking
towards him.
Almost at him for Zach Campbell, but falls out of his hands, incomplete. Brings up second down. We started here 2 years ago when Nolensville was just on the unveil that night. Can't remember who they played, but we had a huge night that night. Dr. Mike Looney parachuted in from high above and had a great night. Nolensville now veterans of this Williamson County football melee. Give up the middle there as crosses the 20-yard line. Nolensville picks up about 3 yards.
So Nolensville starting off passing on first down, looking at their star running back Colton Dooley there on second. And Michael, it looks like Brandon Warden, number 7, the senior quarterback, is getting the start this week after Ryder Gallardi doing a great job the first few weeks of this season, filling in the sophomore for the senior.
So Warden tries to handle that high snap. Nice shot over the middle to his receiver. Makes it up to the 30-yard line. Enough for the first down. Campbell again on the reception. And that'll move the chains as Nolensville has it 1st and 10.
As we see here on the screen, Coach Ron Crawford, the Bruins sideline over there for Brentwood. Seasoned coach, seasoned veteran, defensive-minded coach, as we said earlier. And with all the different looks Nolensville has on offense, he's going to look to exploit that with the depth of his defense.
And I think Nolensville may have jumped there. Probably, I think somebody got in the line and moved a little bit. Hard to believe, Parker Hazard, that this is the 6th game of the year.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
We were talking before the game started. It just seems like yesterday that we were at Page and Fairview.
That's right.
In the end of about middle part of August.
Trying to keep this tent above us that game. A little bit of a downpour.
So 2nd down and 5 after the false start penalty. Here's Wharton again to give inside, looking for a little daylight, spinning his way free, and over the 30-yard line is Dooley. We'll call his name quite a bit tonight, Parker Dooley. He had a big game last week or 2 weeks ago against Summit.
Well, yeah, Dooley's he's a downhill rusher, has over 500 yards rushing this season with 11 touchdowns, so he's definitely a guy that the Knights are looking forward to set the pace on offense. And with Brandon Warden back under center, gives a lot of different options for the Knights offense through the air and on the ground.
So again, back to pass, nicely done. Catch is made,
Great
bobbled
catch.
a little bit by Campbell, but Wharton on target that time. Huge pickup down into Brentwood territory.
Well, Michael, answering the bell was Brandon Wharton there with his arm, showing off great pocket presence, good pocket that the offensive line gave him, as we see there, and great job staying with the ball was Campbell. And switching the field were the Knights, putting the Bruins in the back of their own end zone. Starting off here, a great first drive so far for the Knights. We'll see if they can keep switching it up and giving different looks for the defense.
So Campbell had to come off the field there, I believe, with a bum helmet. But back inside, there's Dooley again, crosses the 25-yard line and up close to the 20. Not enough for the first down, but maybe a couple of yards shy.
Yeah, I love Dooley's attack running style. You know, he kind of stutter steps looking for the outside, but goes back to the old school way of going in between the tackles, north and south. That, you know, you see a lot of times nowadays, high school and same thing with college running backs trying to do different read options, going the outside. Well, Dooley, not so much. He's going trademark running back style, and I like the way he's working so far.
There's three receivers to the right. Wharton looking just out of the outstretched arms of his tight end. Brings up second down.
Going to bring up 3rd and 4.
Brings up third down, excuse me.
Yeah, it looks like Wharton was looking for his big senior tight end, State School there on the outside flat. Just kind of overthrew it a little bit ahead of him, but so far I like the way the offensive line's looking for the Knights against the big front four of the Bruins there on the line. Big third down conversion for the Knights.
So Wharton again sends one of his men in motion. That time he has his tight end, and this time picks up the first down. That again, Stayskull, all 6'3", 205 pounds of him. He's the senior, as he caught the ball out of the slot that time.
Yeah, Michael, I'm going to go ahead and say that we're going to say Tim Stayskull's name a lot tonight, being a wide receiver look and an outside linebacker. Big senior leadership from him, and good toss and catch there for the first down.
Wharton again, that give inside, that time to Dooley once again. A couple of yards. Up to just shy of the 10-yard line, brings up second down.
Looking with a healthy dose of a mixed run-pass look for the Knights. And so far, Brandon Wharton's looking great in the pocket, leading his troops out and kind of directing traffic, if you will. And as we said earlier, you know, just keeping the Bruins defense on their heels and trying to figure out what play's coming next.
Here's second down. Wharton again inside to Dooley, and another 3 yards in a cloud of dust. And take a look at the clock as we tick close to 7 minutes here in the first quarter. Nolensville controlling things nicely.
And you're exactly right. You hit on a great point. You know, coming in as a sure underdog, the Knights being able to control the clock the way they are, like you said, and you know, keeping the ball out of the hands of the Bruins offense as much as possible, just with the productivity, moving the chains, and keeping the yellow flags off of the field as much as possible.
Very true. So third down and 7. Nolensville backs kind of against the wall this time. Wharton rolling to his left, got his man, and ball falls just incomplete.
He was looking for Wesley Jones, his senior wide receiver there in the corner of the end zone, the front corner, if you will, by the pylon. Not a bad look from Wharton. Put it only where his receiver could catch it, just a little bit outstretched, and Jones not able to pick it up. But hopefully Luke Jenkins and the special teams can put on 3 points on the board here for the Knights.
So Shanklin on, the 12th grader.
Well, I got that name wrong. I apologize.
And looks straight and true as Shanklin puts the Knights up 3-0 with 6:18 to go here in the first quarter.
Nolensville 3, Brentwood nothing.
Well, great starting drive for the Knights. Coming out of the locker room, home field advantage here. Great atmosphere out here in Nolensville, Tennessee, and putting some points on the board and giving Brentwood and Coach Crawford and his Bruins staff something to think about.
Sorry about that. That kicker's Luke Jenkins, right?
Yes, I believe so.
So 2 weeks ago we saw Luke take a was it pass or a kick return? Can't remember what it was. Took it about 70 yards for the touchdown, and then had to come back on the field for the PAT. Remember?
That's right. That's exactly right. A little bit of a dual threat kicker. Don't hear that very much.
He was responsible for all 7 points on that scoring drive a couple of weeks ago. So the host Knights up 3-0, 6:18 to go here in the first. Brentwood set to receive.
The Nolensville band asks you to support these businesses as key partners of the band. The kick for the Knights, number 22, Luke Jenkins.
We'll see what the Knights decide to do here on this first kickoff. A lot of skill players the Brentwood Bruins have. Going short.
They pop it up high, called for the fair catch there at about the 28-yard line is Garner Jones. So the Bruins will take over. Both of these teams, Parker Hazard, coming into this game 4-1. I think I would dare say it's the Nolensville Knights' best start in their history. Of course, Brentwood has been around for much longer. But the Bruins, again, both these teams coming off huge wins last week, especially Brentwood going into Ravenwood's house. And here are the Bruins. Cade Granzow. He's got his man, pickup of about 5 yards to Chase Bishop. Bishop had the big game last week against the Raptors.
Yeah, absolutely. The Bruins offense is going to be displaying a wide receiver by committee. You don't hear that much. Spread the ball out. They reached 6 receivers, had catches last week against Ravenwood, and they'll look to exploit that against the Knights defense.
So 2nd down and 3. The Bruins will pick up the first down, crossing the 40-yard line.
Jordan Nicholas on the give.
And as you mentioned, Michael, yes, Nolensville 4-1 start, that best start that they've had in their history of schools, and first senior class as well. So depth has definitely gone up a little bit as well.
And quickly out to the right side as Granzow is incomplete on his pass attempt.
Looks like 29 Avery Williams, a little eager to catch and run with that ball. Didn't have it in his hands before he ran with it. And that play will go mute as 2nd and 10, bringing up here for the Bruins, spreading the field out wide.
So 2nd down and 10 for Granzow and company. 2 receivers left, 2 right. He goes to his right. He's got his man. Pickup of about 5 yards.
Caught out there by number 85, Austin Stradlin.
Yeah, it looks like Mr. PA announcer helped us out there. Austin Stradlin there, the 6'3", 220-pound junior tight end linebacker threat that the Bruins have with the big catch. Big 3rd down here.
The Granzow with 3rd down and 4, under 5 minutes to go here in the first. 3 receivers line up to the left. Another one goes to the left. Granzow goes left, has that one picked, and could be. Can he keep his feet? Spun down at about the 5-yard line.
We see you, Mr. McWilliams. Big play, Jack McWilliams there for the Knights. It's one of those senior captains, first-year senior class of the Knights have that we just mentioned, showing off his leadership and his big playability on the defensive side. What a play.
So Jack McWilliams with a huge pick.
You see there on the replay, Granzow had 1 read and 1 read only. Did not see McWilliams coming in from his linebacker position, already in double coverage, and was able to stay with that ball and take it deep into the red zone of the Bruins. Big momentum swing for the Knights. See if they can capitalize here, Michael.
So the Knights take it down to the 6-yard line. Back in business, first down and goal. And out to Campbell. It was kind of wrapped up, sort of bobbled the ball, and he was swallowed up anyway by about 3 Bruins there.
Looked like that slight bobble kind of alleviated Wesley Jones's block there on the outside for that bubble screen to work. Just a little bit unfortunate. Luckily, didn't lose very many yards, if any at all, actually.
So checking their signals from the sideline are these Knights. Under 4 minutes to go, 3:58 in the first quarter. Here are the Knights.
Check out Krutris on the left side in the slot position.
Dooley, he'll take it up the gut, and we've got a flag down. I think we might have a hold as Dooley takes it up close to the goal line, about to the 2, but we've got a flag in the backfield. Hang tight, see what we got. Got a hold, sure enough, on the Knights. Not what they wanted to see when they're smelling pay dirt.
Yeah, it looked like that play they were a little over anxious was the line and the blockers spreading everything out, and for sure give up the middle for Dooley. And well, one was a great stop by the Bruins, but also helping out with that was the offensive mishaps of the line there with the hold.
So Wharton again looking left inside, and that one nearly taken away. I think it is taken away. And Brentwood returns the favor. I think that was, check my roster here, I think it was 91, Hank Carpenter, am I right? 81, Mark Morales. Thank you. Mark Morales, the 12th grader. So what was looking pretty fortuitous for Nolensville comes up empty as the Bruins collect the pick, and they'll take over 1st and 10 from their own 18-yard line.
On that replay there, real quick, number 50 for the Bruins, Tank Starr. What a heck of a football name. Able to bring his hand up there for Wesley Jones to get in his way and miss the ball.
Little daylight there for, can't see who the player was.
Number 34, George Nicholas on the carry.
Nicholas again.
Brought down by number 80, Tim.
But yeah, great play by the Bruins defense to start this next drive. Tank Starr with the hand in and able to get the interception with Morales and offer the Bruins on their next drive.
So 1st and 10 for Brentwood. Back into a pile of people there, maybe a pickup of 2 yards.
Hand off to Nicholas.
Nicholas again.
So yeah, the senior running back, 34, Jordan Nicholas, 6 foot, 187-pound running back for the Bruins. A little bit of a dual threat, good up the middle on the ground, good out of the backfield as well, receiving. And look to see him get a healthy dose of carries as well tonight.
So 2nd down, 7 from the 35. Granzow finds his man, look out. Plenty of daylight. And we're gone. Touchdown Bruins to Carter McKechnie, number 25. They'll take it 65 yards to the house. Carter McKechnie, the senior running back. I've known that young man since he was in 7th grade. Nicely done, Carter.
Well, that was a great route run by McKechnie and even a better pass by Granzow. I'm sure after this PAT, we'll check out the replay.
And the kick is good. Brentwood will go on top 7-3.
2:21 to play in the first. Your score, Brentwood 7, Nolensville 3.
And I hate to say it, young Parker Hazard, but we're likely to have a lightning delay.
Oh, did you see something over the horizon over there?
Saw something on the horizon over there.
We'll be hosting the first ever Chili Bowl Friday night.
We'll keep our fingers crossed and keep this game going as long as we can. But going back to that last play, here we go. Here, as we see here on the replay, good play action And Granzal able to stay with himself in the pocket and finding his receiver, McKinney, threading the needle. Perfect slant route by number 25. And no DBs there to help for the Knights defense. So the Bruins strike back.
So Carter McKechnie on the 65-yard touchdown reception puts the Bruins up 7-3 as Brentwood kicks it away. This one is returnable. Back to number 13. I believe that's Campbell again.
Watch out for Campbell, Michael.
And Zach Campbell, look out.
He's gone. Kicker's not catching him. Oh.
Spoke too soon. Kicker does catch him. Knocks him out of bounds inside of the 10-yard line.
I gave Campbell a little bit too much there. Great job by big number 47 for the Bruins. Cole Hubbard there, able to catch up and stop Campbell. Great return.
So we've covered a lot of green over the last two plays. 78-yard kick return down just inside the 15-yard line. Call it the 13, where the Knights take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, as we just saw there, Campbell had a good little block as he started to the left and found a hole. Once he hit that hole, he just used his speed and vision just to hit the right side, and once again flipping the field position for the Knights. See if they can capitalize.
Wharton again inside to Dooley. Finds a little seam, a little bit more, and wrestles his way, spins his way up to the 10-yard line. Make it the 9-yard line. So pick up 4 yards on the play.
Just showing off there was Dooley, his downhill, never stop running attack and ability that he does.
And you take a look at Dooley again.
As the 6', 190-pound running back, just resilience and a countless effort to go forward all the time.
So the Nolensville players point to the right side. Look like they got the Brentwood man to jump. And sure enough, that's exactly what happens. So gets them a little bit closer to their goal. And their goal, that's up to the 5-yard line.
That's right, and that's the first flag the Bruins have so far tonight. And they're pretty good so far this season on eliminating the penalties and self-inflicting wounds. Just again with the field position flip for the Knights, and see if they can capitalize on that and the penalty.
So big pile of folks right there is Dooley again. Probably no gain on that play.
Yeah, not at all. I think everybody in the stadium knew where that ball was going, especially with the setup, the lineup that the Knights had up front, stacking the box as they're making some personnel changes on 3rd and short. Maybe try to get some motion in the backfield, spread the ball out, give a different look that they haven't showed the Bruins yet.
So checking their signals from the sideline, here's Nolensville. 34 seconds to go. This is likely the last play of the first quarter, as Parker and I keeping our eyes on the horizon. A couple of flashes over there far, far away. Hopefully they stay far away. And inside.
Oh, it's dropped.
And the pass is incomplete.
He had Zach Campbell.
Stops the clock with 19 seconds to go.
Sorry, Michael. Yeah, he had Zach Campbell there on the inside slant from the slot position at the goal line. Good defense by the Brentwood Bruins. I wasn't able to pick up the defender, but great job staying with his assignment. Campbell not drawing a flag and ensuring an incomplete pass and another field goal attempt, for Jenkins and the Knights special teams.
So here's Jenkins. That's a 22-yard attempt, and he nails it. Even across the high jump mat over there. So Brentwood, even though they had the long kickoff return, they're able to hold Nolensville out of the end zone and keep them to 3 points, which makes the score 7-6.
Yeah, Michael, something else to look at. Both kickers in this game. Luke Jenkins, as we just saw there, 2 for 2 for 3-pointers so far this game. And the committee of excuse me, Bruins kickers with Tanner Weber and Tabor Miller, both with big legs and great punters. I know Miller has shown off his leg in the punt game so far this year, and definitely something that the Bruins can use to their advantage when it comes to any particular situation for special teams to come and play. So far, so good. Great game so far. Defense being displayed on both sides. Turnovers for each, and
so we'll see what Nolensville does here. Last time they pooched it kind of high, staying away from those Brentwood.
Wouldn't be surprised if they did the same thing, Michael.
So they do, and it looks like Jones again takes the fair catch at the 30-yard line. So that's where the Bruins take over, 1st and 10. With 10 seconds to go, they'll have a play for this first quarter.
Fair catch made by the Bruins.
So we talked about quarterback Cade Granzal, the sophomore for Brentwood, showing off his arm that last drive. Something else that a little under the radar, has a great legs and great vision as a running attacker with the quarterback position. Showed that off last week against Ravenwood as well, over 60 yards rushing. And getting into a bind with motion in the backfield, definitely something to exploit the defense of the Knights to use his running ability.
So Granzal sends 2 of his receivers right, give inside, and maybe a pickup of about 4 yards. Nicholas again.
Yeah, looking like the Bruins are going to try to pound the ball inside against the smaller defensive line of the Knights. Try to wear them down a little bit.
And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. So at the end of 1, it's Brentwood 7 on the long Carter McKechnie touchdown reception. Nolensville has 2 field goals.
And you know those 2 field goals, if you're on the Knights sidelines, Michael, you know you deep back in the back of your mind, you're thinking those are both 7 points, or should be, with the field position flip and penalties ensuing those red zone opportunities. But that just shows the defensive ability from the Bruins and the depth that they have, and they were able to keep them out of the end zone. But nonetheless, Knights showing off great composure and resiliency so far in the first quarter, staying with the Bruins and kind of letting them know we came to play too and going to play for 4 quarters.
Recognize our boys basketball team, region champions in 2017-18. We'd like to recognize our wrestling team, region champions in a state tournament appearance in 2017-18. And I'd like to recognize our baseball team, district champions in 2017-18. Let's hear it for the Nolensville High School Championship Athletic Program.
So the start of a new quarter, second down and 3 for these Bruins. Granzal, he'll keep it himself up across the 40-yard line. Big stiff arm there, got a little bit of room on the left side, and finally shoved out of bounds at around the 35. We'll see where they spot the ball.
Looks like he stepped out of bounds around the
maybe stepped out of bounds much earlier
midfield,
than where he went down.
At the 49-yard line, right inside Nolensville.
But yeah, they call him down. Well, they called him out of bounds at the 49-yard line. Still plenty for the first down as Brentwood crosses midfield.
And just there, as we see on a designed run play, Granzal showing off those legs that we just mentioned.
3 receivers to the left. This is Nicholas again. And finds his way up close to the 40-yard line. And again, close to the first down. It's going to be a little bit short. Probably, it looked like 2 yards. But a nice pickup on first down to make it second and 3. Granzal again with 3 receivers to his right. Goes to his right. There's McKechnie again. He'll cross the 40-yard line. Jumps inside, still on his feet. And spun down at about the 30, where he'll have a first down.
Michael, that play was able to flourish into a first down. Avery Williams, number 29 on the outside flat, blocking for McKechnie. to go and get the first down on the bubble screen, but looks like that's going to be a moot point with the penalty dragging them back.
So the holding call will take Brentwood back to the 49-yard line.
Holding of the play, he's going to move the ball back inside Brentwood territory to the 49-yard line. We're going to bring up 2nd and 12.
Call that 2nd down and 12 now.
Nonetheless, I love seeing the skill position players on the outside blocking for one another.
So after the nice pickup, here's Brentwood again. Granzow. That screen inside. Here's Nicholas again. Nice daylight there. Down that right sideline. Can he make a cut inside? He does.
Oh, wow.
And find some more daylight, and he will score. 51 yards. So Brentwood hitting these Knights with some long pass plays.
That was a great screen call to Nicholas there. And trying to find the number on the outside to make that block for Nicholas to open it up for him. We'll see here after the point after attempt. It's a great play by the Brentwood offense.
So Miller on to kick the PAT, and that's straight and true out to the first lane of the track. So your new score, Brentwood 14, Nolensville 6, as we get underway here in the second quarter.
Once again, Nolensville wants to thank our scoreboard.
Yeah, on 2nd and long, Brentwood sensed a little bit of a, yeah, here we go. So on the outside, Granzow's looking left, exploiting the screen very well to the right. And as we see right there, I believe that was big number 56, Hunter Harrison, offensive lineman on the outside, opening the road for Nicholas. And from then, a committee of Brentwood blockers on the right side downfield, and Nicholas was able to do the rest himself. Good team play, good team touchdown for the Bruins. Time for the Knights to answer.
Come out and support your Knights hockey team.
So Brentwood set to kick it away. 11 minutes here into the second quarter. 11 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Miller again. Had a big hoof last week against Ravenwood. And we'll do it again this week as that one drops into the end zone, and Nolensville will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20.
Yeah, it looks like Miller was cognizant of where Zach Campbell was on the field and made sure that ball was going into the end zone. Didn't want another lengthy return by the senior. So time to go to the drawing board for the Knights. Move the ball effectively in the first quarter. See if they can bounce back from the Nicholas long run and do something of their own midway through the second. Well, almost midway through the second.
So Brandon Morton, this first senior class of Nolensville High School, leads his troops back out on the field. 1st and 10 from the 20. Here are the Knights. That inside, well, pitch it outside. I believe it's to Bishop, finds a little daylight outside. Or
Looks
to
like
Campbell, rather.
Yeah, I mean, great fake, fooled both of us up here. I was watching Dooley going up the gut, and Wharton had other plans, reaching Zach Campbell on the outside, getting a
We
good
saw that a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? At Summit, they faked those handoffs really well.
Yeah,
Nolensville.
multiple times, and it's a great use of personnel on their part, and something that they're definitely going to have to put in fruition this game to keep the Bruins defense guessing and to move the ball down the field. That's a solid, I mean, only 2 yards, but a great play on first down to get things rolling.
So 2nd down and 8 after the Campbell pickup of 2 yards. Wharton again out to his left side again. Here's Campbell, look out, and we've got a flag, and we all saw that as the crowd let out a collective groan as Campbell was horse-collared, and they'll probably flag this one for 15 yards.
Yeah, he was facing north and south, and we got to see his face mask this way. It looks like the defender had a little bit of his ear hole, if you will, to getting it down here, and just, you know, incidental, of course, but nonetheless going to charge him 15 yards. And once again, Brentwood kind of giving Nolensville a little bit of a chance offensively.
So the 15-yarder will cost Brentwood field position up to the Nolensville 38-yard line. And Nolensville takes over 1st and 10. 3 stacked receivers now. Sends 1 in motion. Here are the Knights again. Outside pitch.
Oh, wow.
Nearly dropped, but plenty of daylight
there
now.
Goes Kutris.
Hey, Kutris will be dragged down. Looked like he had some plenty of green all the way to the end zone, but the Brentwood able to make the touchdown saving tackle there at the 20.
Great fake give up the middle to Dooley as we saw Kutris going in motion behind Wharton. Great pitch by Wharton. Even better hands from Kutris, able to stay with the ball going downfield and saving the touchdown for the Bruins was Will Laughlin.
So big pickup there down to the Brentwood 13-yard line. Again, over to Dooley as he is spun down short of the 15.
So Knights are rolling. They're looking for a little bit of a outside throw to their running back, Dooley, and Jack Wells, the junior linebacker for the Bruins, was having nothing to do with that. Good stop on 1st down after the big play.
Brings up 2nd down and 9 now. Last couple of times that Nolensville has been in this red zone here, they've come away with just a field goal. And we'll see if Brentwood can keep them out of it, keep them out of the end zone again. 2nd down, 9. Here's Warden. Inside this time to Dooley, looking along that left side. And Brentwood stringing that out nicely as Dooley can't quite make it up to the 15. Maybe a pickup of 2 yards.
Yeah, it looks like Dooley is definitely being pinpointed by the Bruin defense. And as you mentioned, the 0 for 2 as far as touchdowns the last 2 trips to the red zone for the Knights. Especially with 3rd and long here, Coach Derek's going to be looking to maybe hopefully doing something a little different to show something off guard for the Bruins to keep this drive moving.
Campbell back in the game. Keep an eye on him, number 13. He's in the slot right here at the top of your screen. He is a dangerous threat. Wharton rolling out, finds his man.
Great route running. It was Wesley Jones there on the comeback route on the edge. It's a great decoy. Let's see if we can see it here, as you mentioned, Michael, with Campbell there in the slot doing an in and out route. Both linebackers keeping eyes on him, and with the drop deep safety for the Bruins, John House, Wesley Jones was able to come back towards the sidelines inside and ensure that 1st down. Great throw and catch, great play by the Knights.
So 1st and goal. Here are the Knights. Can they get in the end zone this time? Nice throw and catch as couldn't tell who the receiver was there. Looks like it was number Kutris again, number 8. Falls just short of the end zone.
Once again with a little bit of an acrobatic style catch from Kutris. Ball behind him just like that pitch from earlier after the 28-yard gain, and able to stay with it and pounded on the door of the Bruins.
So a couple of yards to go to get to the end zone. 7:20 to go here in the 2nd quarter. The Knights down 14-6. High snap. Gets away and going to be run down rather. High snap costs Nolensville here back to the 20-yard line.
Michael, it almost looked like Dooley was thinking about chucking the ball up for a pass, which if he had enough time, that would definitely be okay to do. As we look here, just like you said, just an errant snap. Wharton wasn't able to gather it, and Dooley was trying to look for somebody downfield and luckily was able to go down and keep possession. But
so loss back to the 20-yard line, loss of 18 yards now. 3rd down and 20.
Huge play.
And Nolensville still looking to catch the Bruins in an offside call. So Wharton slips out of his hands, and this time I think they're going to call it an incomplete pass.
Oh.
As big number 60, I believe that is Ethan Meadows.
Now that's our boy Tank Star with the football name.
Tank Star, the greatest football name ever. Boy, his eyes must have been as big as dinner plates as he saw that ball on the ground and nobody in front of him.
You know, I know our officiators, and you know, they do a great job in these games, but judging by that replay that we get to see and they don't, to their defense, looks like Granzel lost the ball as he was drawing back.
It was Wharton there.
Wrong team.
You've been hanging out with me too long.
You know, I was looking at the replay. It was a great job by our crew. And
so 37-yard field goal attempt here. And can it make it? Sure enough. So Jenkins nails the 37-yard. Well,
looks like he missed it left, Michael.
Wide left.
Had the distance, but missed it a little bit. But yeah, I apologize on that name, the name mishap. But yeah, Wharton looked like the ball slipped out of his hands and got away with one. Was able to get a chance. Was Jenkins for the 3 points for the Knights. But a little bit of humidity out there, wetting the ball a little bit maybe.
So Nolensville a little snake bit when they get close to the end zone. That's their third opportunity when they've been that close. And they come away with a big goose egg. 14-6 now, Granzel. Looks like if they would run the plays over this way, we could see the players so much better, but they keep running away from us.
Look, I think that was Chase Bishop there on the reception. And the defender there for the Knights, it looks like number 40, C.J. Ware, the Louisville commit, there for the stop. Big CJ Ware, we're looking to say his name more this evening for him to get into more plays. He is definitely their big play guy on the defense.
So 2nd down and 4. And wrestled down, I believe that is
Handoff to number 8, Michael Burt.
Burt.
Gets it out of
Michael Burt, number 8. Thank you very much, everybody.
Good enough for another Brentwood first down.
Good enough for the first down as they move the chains. We take close to 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Ball spotted at the 32-yard line.
Spread it out to the right.
Lots of receivers heading out that way. The catch is complete to number 9. I believe that's Chapman.
Pass complete.
Looks like that was Burke again.
Michael Burke again.
A great job by Tim Krutris there on the edge, fighting off his blocker and able to make that sure tackle, shortening the possible big gain there by Burke.
So leaves Brentwood just a couple of yards shy. Ball spotted there at the 40-yard line. 2 yards to go to the first down. McKechnie now, he heads in motion. Granzel looks to pass. He'll take it himself and wrestled down as he hits close to the first down.
Looks like he got a good spot there, Michael, and they're going to move the chains.
They are going to move the chains, so the ball spotted right there at about the 43-yard line. 1st and 10 Brentwood, under 4 minutes to go here in the second.
Yeah, off that play, it's kind of hard if you're the Knights defense. You want to put pressure on Granzel with the way they're moving the ball, but with his ability to use his legs, it's a little bit of a double whammy situation.
So out to the left side, and that one kind of dangerous. McKechnie, the intended receiver. Carter may have alligator armed that one a little bit. I think he heard some footsteps coming for his rib cage there.
Yeah, Tim Kutras had eyes wide open looking at that ball. Knew it was a little high. Didn't want to risk a penalty hitting McKechnie there, and good smarts there. Just looks like the ball just sailed on Granzel a little bit.
2nd down and 10. 3 receivers left. That give inside. I believe that was Burke again. We'll have a late flag.
Not sure where that one came from.
We're going to have a hold on Brentwood, and that's exactly what happened.
So far, Brentwood's been eaten by the penalty bug so far tonight, moving the ball downfield on multiple occasions, and penalties forcing them to go backwards.
So the holding penalty moves the Bruins back to the 34. Brings up second down 20.
Gonna bring up second.
A little bit of confusion for the secondary of the Knights as Coach Derrick trying to get the signals in for their defensive matchup on this play.
Granzow, all kinds of time, going across the middle. Got his man, there's McKechnie trying to wrestle free. And up close to the 50-yard line is Carter McKechnie. He's just a little shy of the 50. Maybe 4 yards short of the first down, but great throw and catches. Check it out right here.
Yeah, Granzow had plenty of time made by his offensive line, and he was able to put it right in the middle of that cover 2 man defense that the Knights were running. Everybody on the outside was covered and was able to find McKechnie there under the middle for a 3rd and short.
They give inside to Burke. A little steam on that right side. He'll be up close to the first down, and they'll mark him at the 45. So
Michael Burke on the carry.
The senior Burke, he'll have the first down up to the 45.
Gain of 6, going to get it down to the Knights' 45-yard line. First and 10, Brentwood.
Yeah, great mix of run and pass and different options the Bruins are showing the Knights defense right now. And running that clock inside 2.5 minutes going into the halftime, trying to ensue points with little opportunity for the Knights to respond before they go to the break.
First and 10 from the 45. Granzow quickly over to McKechnie. We've called his name a number of times tonight. Tries to wrestle his way up to the 40. And he'll be stopped a little short.
Well, Carter's definitely shown why we should be calling his name. He's a sure receiver, good with his legs, and definitely one of the leaders of this offense for the Bruins. Like you mentioned earlier, good big game against Ravenwood last week, and Granzow showing off his ability to find multiple receivers, which we have seen so far tonight. And
went to junior high school with Carter's mama about 8,000 years ago.
Trivia question, folks, right there.
Burke again. And Nolensville sniffs that out before Burke can make it to the 40. Brings up
Burke on the carry.
Burke was able to get nothing there on the right edge. Connor Rigsby, the senior linebacker, able to stuff him. Great play to get this big third and manageably long for the Bruins. And if you're the Knights, this is probably the play of the half. First down here ensues possession for the Bruins going into the break. Stop here gives you a chance to get some more points on the board.
So here are the Bruins, 1:23 to go in the second. Here's Granzow again, over the middle, got his man, again McKechnie, down to the 10-yard line, maybe inside, and a huge pickup for Brentwood, as they've hit Nolensville multiple times tonight on those big plays.
Yeah, Michael, on that play, just a simple seam route by McKechnie there up the middle on the right hash, and maybe a little bit of miscommunication by the defensive backs of Nolensville, and he was able just to stay put right in the middle of that zone, and Granzow found him.
Here's Burke again, finding a little daylight up across the 5-yard line. So Cade Granzow, saw him last week. He is having a coming out party tonight. Cade is a 10th grader. His dad is Judd Granzow. Judd played for the University of Tennessee, the Volunteers, when I was there.
Well, that is.
How's that?
That's perfect to me. I like to hear that.
How's that for a little name dropping?
Good deal.
So we tick to 49 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Cade, just a 10th grader. 6'3", $193.
That's a big 10th grader too, Michael.
It is a big 10th grader.
And
I'm sure he's on some folks, starting to get on some folks' radar here.
Well, I would think so. He has the quarterback. He has the quarterback mold, and even last week, 7 for 11, 215 yards, 3 touchdowns against Ravenwood. In that big of a game and that atmosphere, as a young player, able to answer the bell and come out there and bring the big win for the Bruins. You know, he's looking great, and he's definitely exploiting the defensive miscommunication of the Knights. And deep in this red zone, be looking for 7 instead of 3 points here.
So check out Burke here. They go away from him as soon as I call his name. Granzow, he's taken down that time. Big sack by Nolensville.
Granzow is sacked.
By a big number, I think that's 51.
Sacked by number
Yep.
51.
That's Dan Rickard, the big 11th grader. Blows through there and wraps Granzow's legs up and drops him and forces Brentwood into a timeout with 33 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah, we see there Rickard was able to peel off to the right from his guard position and pass up the nose guard from Brentwood. Daylight straight to Granzow. And Michael, we said Dan Rickard's name a couple weeks ago multiple times against Summit, and he's one of the defensive lineman positions for Nolensville that they look to in big down situations. 6'1", 250-pound junior, big frame, and we saw great speed and elusiveness there, getting Granzow for the sack. Big sack at that.
So the ball spotted at the 15-yard line. 33 seconds for the Bruins to work with. Granzow again has got several receivers stacked up to his right side. Sends Burke in motion, and we've got a whistle. Let's see what happens here. Not altogether clear just yet.
Don't see a
I think
flag.
we might have a. We're going to have a sideline warning. My predictive skills have been off in the past, of course.
Mr. Official's letting Coach Derek know over there.
So we had 6 seconds tick off the clock there. They'll put it back. And I'm still not sure what all that was about. But nevertheless, 33 seconds, third down from the 15-yard line. And now we have another whistle.
That flag's at the line of scrimmage. Looks like a little bit of motion probably.
So we're going to back Brentwood up, it looks like, because they get a little antsy. And that's what we'll do. So they'll back up to the 20-yard line.
So 3rd and 20 at the 20-yard line. So they're trying to reach the end zone here. If I'm Nolensville, I'm just keeping them out of the end zone. 3 points given up is the best case scenario. And, you know, obviously Brentwood's looking for 6, but if you're Nolensville, you are trying to keep these guys out of the end zone at all costs.
Well, Nolensville kind of been bitten tonight by the big play. Let's see if Brentwood has another one in them. Burke not ready for that one, as Granzow fired it out to his left side, and another bit of miscommunication. So
looked like an Araldus Chapman fastball from Granzow there to Burke. Kind of lit him up a little bit. Young man has an arm, that's for sure.
So Tabor Miller, the 11th grader now, he's out to try what looks to be a 47-yard field goal.
And I am looking forward to seeing this.
So Tabor,
37-yard field goal.
There's a 37-yard field goal. Tries it, and straight and true. Nicely done, Tabor Miller.
23 seconds
like it was a chip shot. So Miller.
It seemed a little effortless there, didn't it, Michael?
It did. Made it look easy. I would imagine Tabor is on some folks' radar as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
As we hit this midway point of the season.
And especially with this punting ability, Coach Crawford at the Brentwood side spoke very highly of that, and so did Coach Derek and Nolensville seeing tape on Miller. And like I said earlier, you know, definitely a threat to have in big time situations or game time. game-deciding situations to have in your back hip on special teams. And with that big leg ability, you would think he would like to try to keep it out of the hands of I believe that's Wesley Jones and Zach Campbell back there, either getting it in the end zone or pooching it short with only 23 seconds left to go. But if I'm correct, looks like Nolensville has 3 timeouts, so we'll see what they decide to do.
So Miller, he boots it, it does make it to the end zone. We've got the soccer goal down there, kind of confusing the issue a little bit.
Yeah, depth perceptions with that yellow line there kind of is hard to see.
So 18 seconds to work with for Nolensville as they trail 17-6. Take a chance right now to talk about our folks. Jack Johnson, Dayton Edwards up here with us with the cameras. Joe Mina and Christian Dunham down on the field, keeping track of things, taking pictures for us. And Lance West, our boss, down in the truck. He's the man that writes our checks.
Making it happen.
Nolensville, they'll eat it and go ahead and take this into the locker room.
Smart play.
As Brentwood coming into Nolensville, they will take a 17-6 lead into halftime. As the teams march off the field and we try to hold the Lightning off for the second half. And there we go. So there's your halftime score, 17-6 as the bands come out on the field. Michael Williams, Parker Hazard. Stay with us for the second half action here from Nolensville High School, watching the WCTV Game of the Week.
Hi everybody, this is Penny at Williamson County Animal Center, and this week our featured dog is Twitch. Twitch is a 6-year-old pitty mix, and he's kind of a busy boy. He's very active, he loves to play. He is not good with cats, but he does like dogs. What we always recommend, if you have another dog at home, bring him on down for a little meet and greet and see if it's a match. And right now, Twitch's adoption fee is only $25. Hi everybody, this is Penny coming to you from Williamson County Animal Center, and this week our featured cat is Ella. Ella is a 6-year-old female domestic shorthair, and she would love to be the only cat in the home. Her favorite place to be is in laps or in a window where she can bird watch all day. So if you love a cat that loves affection, come on down and meet Ella. We'd love to tell you all about her.
Back at Nolensville High School here for the WCTV Game of the Week. Michael Williams alongside Parker Hazard, where we are watching the Nolensville Knights and the Brentwood Bruins. Brentwood on top 17-6 as we get underway here in the third quarter. Take us through what we need to know, Parker.
Well, first things first, Nolensville's going to need a big first defensive stand here on the first drive in the second half, as looks like Burke kind of breaking free on the left side. But maybe look to give a little bit more pressure for the quarterback from Brentwood, Granzow, which is a little bit of a bugaboo in itself because he has a running capability as well, but keeping the penalties to the minimum on both sides to keep moving forward. And if you're Brentwood, you're looking to reach pay dirt here to start getting this game out of reach.
So Burke able to take the ball up to the 32-yard line where Brentwood takes over 1st and 10. That pass swung out to McKechnie, it looks like, and he's going to be taken down for no gain.
Great
McKechnie with a huge play in the first half to put Brentwood on top. I think it was a 65-yard touchdown.
Yeah, I think you're right. And Wesley Jones there, number 1 on the outside, making sure Carter did not get another chance to do that. Great first down defensive stop for the Knights.
No gain, the 32-yard line. Let's 2nd 10.
So 2nd down and 10. Brentwood has hit Nolensville with some big plays tonight. A couple of long pass plays going to McKechnie, like we said, and Burke. Here's Granzow going deep this time. Got his man. That is number 5. That is Bishop.
Oh, what a catch.
And they'll mark him down. He says yes. The referee says yes. So we've got a completion.
And Michael, from our angle, even before seeing this replay, I'm going to say yes as well. What a great catch by number 5, Bishop. Even better fake and throw on the pump action by Granzow deep on the right side. And Bishop was able to keep his eyes on the ball and haul it in, keeping the chains rolling, and another big play as Brentwood, as you said, has continued to do tonight.
So Chase Bishop, or Chase, well, just a second, lost my train right there. 34 right there, that's Jordan Nicholas, and he'll take it up to the 15-yard line. Another first down for Brentwood.
Yeah, just going back to that big play, just another example of that big offensive line of the Bruins keeping Granzow in the pocket, able to look downfield and find his man inside the red zone.
Granzow again this time to Nicholas. Switches his field and thought he had a little daylight, but is tripped up as he's inside the 20-yard line.
Big Dan Rickard, as we mentioned in the first half, able to grab the shoestring of Nicholas there to stop him from changing field and getting more than that short two-yard gain than he had. Great job by Nicholas trying to stay on his feet and do something about it, but Rickard able to stop him there.
Holy smokes, we've got a ton of people here tonight. I just realized that here at Nolensville High School. So inside again to Nicholas. Tries to bounce it outside, but nothing doing, says that Nolensville defense as they shove him back to the 15. Don't believe there had any gain on that.
Doesn't look like it, Michael. And Wesley Miller from his linebacker position on the outside, able to elude the tight end's block and stop Nicholas for little to no gain. And if you're Nolensville, you're looking to hold Brentwood to 3 points here, and that would be a big win for the defense here on the first drive in the second half.
So 3rd down and 12, 9:15 to go here in the third.
Granzow running.
Here's Granzow, takes off on that right side, and the big 10th grader makes it inside the 10-yard line, short of the first down.
Yeah, but that empty back set it, and everybody spread out. It definitely looked like Granzow had a design QB keeper there regardless. And looks like they're going to go for the conversion on 4th.
So Brentwood going to roll the bones here. 4th and 2. And Coach Crawford decides to talk this one over, and he'll call his first timeout of the second half.
Timeout is called by the Bruins, their first of the half.
Well, great job by the Knights defense to get their wits about them after that big play from Brentwood and Chase Bishop from Cade Granzow on that play, and able to hold them inside the red zone after that first down to this critical 4th down decision that the Bruins are going to be making. We'll see what personnel they bring out. Looks like Tabor Miller's going to go for another 3-pointer here.
All proceeds from the event will go to support our Lady Knights softball team.
But what, another 26-yard chip shot from the man here.
So Miller, another one straight and true for Tabor Miller, and that'll put Brentwood up 20-6, and they let the clock run. They need to stop that sucker.
The clock is still running. Been running for about
As the PA announcer reminds our scoreboard officials there.
Brentwood 20, Nolensville 6.
Well,
They let about 12 seconds tick off the clock.
well, hopefully they can get that fixed. But if you're on the Nolensville sideline, to me, that's a win. After the big play from the Bruins, that's a win on defense, holding them to 3 points, and gonna definitely need a big first drive on offense, if not an even bigger return from Mr. Campbell and company in the back, if he is able to return one.
So kicking away are the Bruins, and this one looks to be
There he goes.
returnable. Nice couple of cuts there by, I think that was, I want to say Colby Anderson,
Campbell on the return.
or Campbell rather.
Yeah, that was Mr. Wills himself.
Zach Campbell. I saw the 3. I couldn't quite see the 1 down there.
To the 25-yard line. Was the first and 10.
So the Knights take over 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. 8:07 to go.
Yeah, you'd like to see the Knights offense use Campbell a little bit more. You know, ourselves and everybody in this stadium knows that Colton Dooley at running back is going to be their first choice, but Brentwood is able to contain him so far, maybe get him on the outside for some swing passes and kind of open the offense up for the Knights, get the ball downfield and try to cut into this lead.
So 2 receivers left, 2 right. Wharton sends one of them back to the middle. Again, that quick fake and looking to run before he had the ball. I believe that was Campbell.
Yeah,
And that's Gallardi that has come back into the game.
Ball to the turf. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Number 11. So we have Wharton in the first half, and Ryder Gallardi.
Yeah, I wonder what prompted that switch there. Sophomore quarterback coming back in, who's had a great season so far in the absence of Wharton. Good play, good pass there. Just looked like Campbell was trying to run before he had the ball.
So inside to Dooley this time. He's got a little bit of daylight. Dooley finds his way across the 35-yard line, and he'll have the first down. Nice run
Busted up the middle.
for the 12th grader.
Ball out.
Yeah, that was a very nice run, and Davis Witt, the junior defensive back for the Bruins, was able to stop him, but also feel that downhill power that Dooley possesses, as we saw in the replay with the motion in the backfield, kind of opened up the center of the core of the Bruins defense, and great offensive line work by the Knights to open up that big gap.
So 1st and 10 from the 37. Gallardi again inside to Dooley, and Dooley not much, as big number 62, that's Stone Roston,
Hit the backfield by 62. Stone Roston.
knocks him down for little or no gain on the play.
I tell you what, these Bruins players have some great football names. You know, Stone Roston, Tank Star, both coming up big on defense so far for the Bruins.
Tank Star.
It's a heck of a name.
7 minutes to go here in the 3rd. Gallardi again looks right and nearly swatted down. I can't tell if anybody came up with it or not. I don't think it was incomplete, as the ball lies at the 30-yard line. So the Knights kind of coming up snake eyes here.
Yeah, it looked like Gallardi got rid of it a little sooner than he wanted to, with that bunch set to the right, and the receivers weren't able to come out of their stance and into their route, and everybody was bunched up a little bit.
Gallardi again across the middle, got his man, number 1, that's Wesley Jones, and Jones down to the 41. Nice pitch and catch that time. Jones able to go up and snatch that one out of midair and turn on a nice gain up to the 41-yard line. Keeps this drive alive for the Nolensville Knights.
Great rebuttal there by Ryan Gallardi. good pocket presence, great vision to see Wesley Jones inside the zone. As we see here, great toss up the middle of over the outstretched arms of the Bruins defense. Wesley Jones going up to grab it, ensuring a movement of the chains and going in on the Bruins side of the field.
So 1st and 10 from the Brentwood 41-yard line. Gallardi, the 10th grader, looking over to the sideline, checking his signals. And the ref still stands over the top of the ball, not altogether clear what's going on. Now he backs off. Now we're ready. The whistle sounds. Inside a little high snap. Here's Dooley again. Over the 40-yard line. Pickup of maybe 3 yards.
Dooley gets it inside the 40, pushes it down to the 39-yard line.
Dooley able to get a couple yards off that after a little bit of the delay from the officials.
Nolensville able to hit Brentwood in the mouth a few times tonight. They've been close to the end zone, but have shot themselves in the foot a few times. Gallardi again, rolling right, looking right, and he'll toss that one to the sidelines, out of bounds.
Smart play by Gallardi.
Gallardi's pass incomplete.
But yeah, as you mentioned, the Knights are 0 for 3 in the red zone, 2 for 3 with those field goals. You look at that, that's, you know, at least 14 points on the board if they're able to execute that in the red zone. You know, a turnover and a couple big plays from the Bruins, as you mentioned, Michael, have kind of caused the score right now. But driving, we'll see if the Knights can get in on this lead.
So Gallardi again, one running back in his backfield. Going deep is Gallardi, and that one's going to be way overthrown. His intended target, number 13, Zach Campbell. And I believe at 5:56 to go in the ball game, correct me if I'm wrong, Parker, but I think this is our first punt of the game.
It is. It is our first punt of the game. That's just showing the offense of both teams getting down into field goal range, as well as defense getting turnovers on both sides. We'll see how, looks like Ethan Shanklin here can kind of pin them inside the 10. Good roll.
Nice kick, and that will die inside the 5-yard line of Brentwood. So well done for Nolensville's punt team here.
All the way down inside the 5-yard line.
As the lightning continues to flash on the horizon, I think that is a little storm over Brentwood right now. We've been keeping our eye on it all night. So hopefully it'll stay to the, I guess, to the northwest of us. Had a couple of rain delays or storm delays this year. Hopefully we keep things on track with 5:43 to go here in the third. The Bruins now 1st and 10 from inside their own 5-yard line. We have the big scrum there up to about the 5. Couldn't tell who the ball carrier was.
I think that was the big 34 Nicholas there for Brentwood. But yeah, as you said, you know, with the weather, previous games so far this season, kind of looking at it today, kind of worried if we were going to get wet or not. But a little rain that happened earlier around the county kind of cooled it off a little bit tonight. Hopefully we can stay dry and finish this game with no breaks. But it's crazy, been mid-September and weather still in the low 90s.
So 5 minutes to go here in the third. The Bruins 2nd down and 7. Granzow going across the middle. He's got his man. Plenty of daylight now. And it's a foot race crossing midfield and shoved out of bounds just shy of the 30-yard line.
Out there number 43, Carson Dreyer.
43, Carson Dreyer. Haven't called his name tonight. But there he is as Parker takes us through the replay.
It was a good play action. They were going right for Carson there, and the linebacker in coverage for the Knights, I wasn't sure who it was, had vision on the ball to bat it down, and he was the only line of defense to stop that pass and was unable to do it.
So quickly to the line. I believe this is Nicholas again, crossing the 30 or 25-yard line. They'll mark it at the 24, so a pickup of 6 on the play. Well, call it the 25. Pickup of 5 on the play.
Well, with these the big play ability of the Bruins that you've mentioned multiple times, Michael, is giving them chances to use their big running back and run downhill and wear down this defense of the Knights.
Granzow again to that left side, and they'll shove him out of bounds before he's able to make it to the 20. Maybe a pickup of 2.
Granzow, the key, front out of bounds.
Well, with the way Brentwood's been looking, the way they're moving the ball so far this half, 3rd and short, probably, even with the leg of Miller, you're probably going to look at 4-down territory here for the Bruins just to try to stick a little bit of a nail into the Knights' defense, but looking for a big play defensively.
So 3rd down and 2. Granzow again to Nicholas. He's got plenty of room on that left side.
Might have a flag there.
He'll point his way into the end zone, and the flags come flying. Even though he had that daylight and he was the hero there on that touchdown, can't do that finger pointing.
Yeah, a little bit of showboating there by Nicholas, and that's going to cost the Bruins 6 points and 15 yards, I'm assuming. And there was another flag here near side close to us. Michael came in later. Don't know if that had to do with an extra unsportsmanlike on either side, but definitely Nicholas is going to get flagged here.
So the ref will come out and tell us exactly what happened. Touchdown is good. That will stand. So we have unsportsmanlike on the Bruins. And Coach Crawford will give Nicholas an earful about that. So there'll be a few up downs next week at practice for that, I'm sure.
I would say, but they're calling it after the touchdown. I feel like he did it before he was in the end zone, but I guess on a touchdown play, that unsportsmanlike conduct is going to happen after the play and then use the yardage on the ensuing kickoff. Nonetheless, in some sort of way, the Brentwood got kind of lucky on that. But besides all that, great play. Good run, good blocking up front by the Brentwood line, and was able to work his way through the secondary of Nolensville in for another score for the Bruins.
So Miller set to kick it away or try the PAT. And I suppose it looks like the Knights will take a timeout.
Yeah, not sure what happened there.
And I think the Nolensville coaching staff wants to have a meeting here about the unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, it happening before the touchdown. If I read the lips of the official correctly, it said after the play was over. And in my opinion, it looked like he was definitely doing that around the 5-yard line. So I'm not a football officiating expert, but to me, maybe the Knights have an argument point here. But nonetheless, looks like they're still going to be kicking that extra point to make it a 7-point score.
So if Miller knocks this through, it makes it 27-6, a comfortable lead for the Bruins. Certainly not insurmountable, as Nolensville has hit Brentwood with a few big plays. They just have been snake bit tonight trying to punch it into the end zone. They've been close a few times. But Miller again. Up and away, and that will make it 27-6 with 3:46 to go here in the third.
Michael, going back to what you just said, you're exactly right with Nolensville having those chances and trying to punch the ball in. You know, that's their big play. You know, with Dooley going up the middle or anyway with the ball, and Brentwood's definitely scouted and schemed around that. I would really like to see Nolensville use their skill players on the offensive side with that motion in the backfield, with misdirection looks, kind of spreading out a little bit that we have seen them do in the past and in this game in itself. To me, that's the only way they're going to be able to move the ball down the field. Brentwood's front seven has so far stopped Dooley really well, and there's only so much the young man can do on his own. So look to see a little bit of a schematic change on offense if you're the Knights, especially after this kickoff being backed up and should ensue with some good field position.
So the Bruins will kick it off from their own 25 following the unsportsmanlike penalty. So should give Nolensville some pretty decent field position as they pooch it high, and that'll be taken short. That's Colby Anderson. And they'll spot it at the 46-yard line. So the Nolensville Knights take over 1st and 10 from their own 46, 3:42 here in the third. Brentwood up following the Nicholas score, 27-6. Check that, they'll mark it at the 48-yard line.
Well, you can see the Bruins with the Knights returners with that big cushion from the end zone didn't want to give Zach Campbell and committee a chance to return that, so they're going to give up a little bit of field possession.
Gallardi's still in the ball game. He'll keep it himself and wrestle down big number 50 again, Tank Starr, and we've got a late flag coming in.
Looks like a little late contact in the secondary of the Bruins. Going to cost them 15 yards if I'm not mistaken. And that's gonna take away a great read by the defense of the Bruins, just sniffing out that read play and had every option covered, and Gallardi was forced to keep it to barely make it back to the line of scrimmage.
So Brentwood a little lax on discipline over the last 2 or 3 plays. A personal foul on defense. This follows up the Bishop or the Nicholas taunting call as he raced into the end zone, pointing to the Nolensville defenders. And so Brentwood not doing themselves any favors with this lack of discipline here.
And Knights have to capitalize on this, Michael. This is like the 4th or 5th chance they've had to take a chance and capitalize on Brentwood's mistakes.
So 1st and 10 from the 38. That give to, I think that was Bishop on the right side. We got another flag coming in. I think in the vicinity of holding.
Yeah, it's definitely in the backfield. That was actually, looks like that was actually Dooley, Colton Dooley, with the catching the direct snap going on the outside sweep.
Was that Dooley?
Yeah, going on the outside there, and looks like big number 71, Ethan Mikkelsen, getting caught with the hold there.
Holding on Nolensville, moves it back to midfield.
One shoots himself in the foot, the other falls in line.
22.
Well, maybe my sweet mama is right. I need to head to the eye doctor. I've got these cheap grocery store reader glasses on, but maybe I need something with a little more pow to it. Gallardi in trouble, rolling to his right, and he's going to throw it to the green grass. And nobody's home.
Yeah, Michael, it seems we're not getting any breaks from these teams so far in Williamson County. If it's not one, it's both. With difficult numbers to read is Nolensville with another sharp-looking jersey, but black on blue is a little difficult to read here under the lights, but we're doing our best. So if that last play, you know, Gallardi looking to go deep and pocket collapsing. Brentwood defense still showing pressure.
So the ball spotted at midfield. Gallardi again, nicely done. Rolls out to his big tight end. That's big number 90. Taking it to the house. 80s, excuse me, Tim Stayskull. Stayskull, that was what they ordered. 50 yards finally. They've hit Brentwood in the mouth a few times with those big plays, but just haven't been able to punch it in. And number 80, big Stayskull, Tim Stayskull, all 6'3", 205 pounds of him, takes it 50 yards to the house. Nicely done on the Knights' part. And they'll try to tack on the extra point here to make it 27-13. That will be blocked.
And Holder wasn't able to gather in that low snap, and then Intern had a faulty kick.
Now, if you're Ron Crawford, you are giving your defensive player an earful for the personal foul penalty, and you're still in the ear of Nicholas for the taunting penalty, because both of those big 15-yarders right there led directly to that touchdown.
You're exactly right, and you know, on this play right here that we're seeing, Tim Stayskull, we haven't called his name that much tonight, but the senior tight end, receiver, and outside linebacker finally getting his name called and getting the ball and showing his speed on the outside. Great blocking by the receivers, but you're exactly right, Michael, and that definitely, those bonehead penalties on the Bruins, those two on that last drive, ensured that score there, and the Knights were able to capitalize and convert that. But I don't see any stopping of the Bruins offense. I think they're going to keep the foot on the pedal and drive down the field and keep using their weapons in their advantage and try to get this score going.
Well, Nolensville again. They pop it high, and this is returnable. And I believe that was Nicholas again, or Burke rather, number 8. Am I right? Finally, to get one correct. But again, Crawford, Coach Crawford over there on the far sideline, he's got to be making notes about those two penalties, especially being. If they were closer, clearly that would be they would be more hurtful than they were. Brentwood with a decent cushion at 15 points. However, it's not insurmountable like we talked about. They give inside, crossing the 35-yard line.
No, you're exactly right, and no matter what the score is, that's just it's all simply the principle. You know, it's staying in within yourself, not getting outside in between your ears and your helmet, and just sticking to the task at hand. And you know, you stray away from that, and you get those high yardage penalties that gives your opponent a chance. And we're definitely seeing that firsthand right now.
So 2nd down 8 from the 35-yard line. Here's Granzow, got his big man, number 85. That is Austin Spradlin.
That's Austin Spradlin. Tackle by 1.
Crosses the 41-yard line, about 3 yards shy of the first down. I like this crowd tonight. This is a big Nolensville crowd. This is kind of old-time football here. Smallish town of Nolensville. It's grown exponentially, as have all Williamson County towns over the last few years. But this looks like, Parker, the entire town has come out for the ball game tonight.
No, absolutely, and we'll talk about that after this play real quick.
Nicholas again up to the 50-yard line. We'll pick up the 50. We'll pick up the first down.
But no, as you're saying, last year, remember we were here for the Summit game, and good showing, but you know, newer school and a little bit, you know, off the radar town, as you said. With the team making it to the playoffs for the first time last year and winning, you know, and Coach Derek over there for the Knights turning this team around, starting 4-1, getting the town here excited and anxious to see how they can pull off this season.
Granzow up across the 45-yard line.
And going off that, with Brentwood coming in town at your own stadium, that's a big name 6A team, a team that you look to go deep in the playoffs this year. And on paper they should, but by no means is it impossible for Nolensville to upset them tonight. And even with this lead that Brentwood has, they're a couple big defensive stops away from turning this game around.
So 2nd down 4. We're under 30 seconds here right at the snap. Granzow going deep, looking, and that one's going to be overthrown to his intended target, number 6. Number 5, Bishop again. 6s look like 5s, 8s look like 6s. If it weren't for the eagle eyes of my 20-something-year-old partner, I'd be in quite a bind.
Hey, those glossy numbers on the back of Brentwood's jerseys, even though it's the dark on the white uniform, it's still tough when those lights hit, so you're not alone there, partner.
Up inside the 45 now. 3rd and 4. 22 seconds remaining here in the 3rd. Granzow looking. Thought about firing right. He's in trouble. Dances out of it. Crosses the 40 and shoved out of bounds, or runs out of bounds rather, at about the 35. He'll have enough for the 1st down.
I want to point out not only Granzow's legs and elusiveness to improvise on his own on that play, Avery Williams on the left side around the 40-yard line, noticing his quarterback with nobody downfield to target. Had that block, ensured that 1st down from Granzow, but as we see here, another shot to the foot. Holding call.
So the holding penalty wipes out the 1st down scramble by Granzow, puts the ball back at the 50-yard line. Last time it was right here. We had a touchdown pass to the big wide receiver Tim Stacegill from Nolensville. See if Brentwood can answer. 3rd down and 10. Well, they've got that wrong on the, well, no, it is right. 3rd down and 10 from right at the 50. Granzow rolling to his right. He's got his man. That's Nicholas. And he's dropped short of the 45. And that brings up the end of the 3rd quarter. So at the end of 3, Brentwood on top, 27-12. And looks like they will likely be punting here as we begin the 4th quarter.
Well, with it only being a 2-possession game, Michael, and with the solid punter of Miller that they have, I think your only look is to go with it and rely on his leg to pin them deep inside the 10-yard line. But you know, 2 scores. Nolensville has shown that their big play ability, as Coach Crawford there has his entire team on the Brentwood sideline, kind of getting them together, noticing a little bit of a mental lapse that they've shown so far this half, trying to get his guys together as Coach Derrick and company on the Nolensville side trying to draw some things up and keep the momentum going that they've done so far this half. And
well, like a good coach, if he's going to fuss at one of them, he's going to fuss at all of them.
It's the wonderful thing of a team sport, Michael.
So next week, another huge Wilco game. We travel over to Franklin High School for the Rebels and the Centennial Cougars. I believe you've got some news coming up, don't you?
That's right. I think I'll be actually leaving you solo on that one, Michael. My wife and I are going to be expecting our 2nd son there on the 4th, day before that game, so I will unfortunately not be there, but
you'll be there for something way more important.
That's right. I'll be here in spirit.
So the kick is away for Nolensville, and it'll die inside the 20. As the Bruins take over here in the 4th quarter. Again, Parker, this one not out of reach for Nolensville. They've shown some quick strike ability, and had they been able to punch it in a couple of times there in the 1st quarter, this would be much tighter on the scoreboard.
Right, and I think that's definitely something Coach Derrick talked about in the locker room. You know, the woulda, coulda, shouldas, you know, that's behind us. So let's work on trying to change something up to give a look differently than the Bruins are expecting, which we did see somewhat of on that first drive that they had, or that last drive they had this half with State School touchdown. But the only way they're going to be able to come back, they're going to need a quick score here, spread the ball out, and keep the penalties to a minimum.
That inside give this time, I believe, to Dooley. Bouncing around, makes it up to the 30-yard line, and he'll have enough for the first down.
And doing that right there, one play, one first down, that'll work as well, stopping the clock to get the personnel ready to go in for another play. Good looking run by Dooley. Good block up front by his big old line, number 68. I believe that is Holden Colvett.
And again, the Bruins jump, so a free 5 yards for the Knights. Moves the ball up to the 35-yard line.
Well, so far so good as they can keep the ball moving left to right.
Big men don't call most of the skill guys out. Of course, that doesn't mean the offensive linemen or the defensive linemen are unskilled, but big Ethan Michelson, big 12th grader, number 71, 6'4", a hefty or a nice svelte 300 pounds. And now the rain is coming. And the ball swung out. A little bit of daylight, a lot of daylight now.
Good
Cuts
move.
back inside is number 15. That's Dooley again. So Colton Dooley showing some shifty moves as he makes it down beyond the 35-yard line.
Finally, they're reading that the Brentwood defense, as we see here, as mentioned earlier, getting Dooley on the outside for a swing pass. Gallardi able to find him, and Dooley using his speed. We're usually talking about his power, but getting those first couple steps and eluding the tacklers.
So here comes the rain. We've been talking about it all night, and that's going to chase some folks away inside, and that one again.
Pass complete to number 18, Kutrus.
As Kutrus takes it down to the 30-yard line.
We see a little bit of a quicker pace from the Knights offense. We're going to look to see that going forward the rest of this game. So far, it's working for them.
So 2nd down and 5. As you see the rain coming down now. Gallardi in trouble, and Brentwood sniffs that out, and they'll drop him just outside the 35-yard line as I have to back up as people begin to race for their cars and the exits.
Well, it wouldn't be football weather if it wasn't a little slippery out there, Michael. It's a good fall little shower here we got going on.
3rd down and 11 for Gallardi and company. Looking left, finding his receiver, well, caught and dropped as they tried the screen inside, and that one falls a little short. So the Knights, as the uniforms darken up, as they are quickly being soaked now. We'll try to back up our control board to keep it from getting wet.
So big 4th down conversion for the Knights, Mike.
4th and 11. Here's Gallardi down the middle to Stayskill. That one's incomplete, and they smack him in the mouth, and they'll get a free 15 yards out of it.
My word, we were just talking about this at the beginning of the half. That'll make it the 3rd unsportsmanlike or personal foul, at least, call for the Bruins that are just opening the door wide open for the Knights. And judging by this drive, they don't need any extra help moving the ball as well as they are now. As we're playing a little bit of damage control up here in the booth.
Personal foul, Brentwood.
So the Bruins whistled for the personal foul as they defender came up and whacked Stayskill in the head on the incomplete pass.
It's unfortunate Gallardi didn't catch Zach Campbell there on the seam route, there near side closest to us. The eyes of Gallardi kind of veered off the defensive back and left Campbell wide open. Just unfortunate, but able to get those extra yards from the Bruins mishap penalty.
So 1st and 10, this time from the 21. Don't know if this is going to be a quick shower or a long shower. Regardless, we still have a ball game to play. Give inside to Dooley this time. He'll take it up and they'll give him across the 20-yard line. And another flag as they wrestle him to the ground. More flags coming in, and Brentwood,
2 more flags on the field.
again, it looks like they'll be whistled for the personal foul.
I don't know what it is with Nolensville, but we saw this multiple times in the Summit game a couple weeks ago. Summit with a lot of personal fouls.
That's very true. I remember that now. 2 weeks ago, Summit whistled for several personal fouls.
And a lot of ill-advised like this one, just the extra hits or the extra slinging of the ball carrier that's just unnecessary, and more ammo that Coach Crawford over there on the Brentwood side has for practice next week.
So I wonder if did they call it that, the penalty, the slinging of the ball carrier?
They did, yeah. Well, you know, in high school football they just do unsportsmanlike or a personal foul, so it looks like they're just doing a personal foul on that, but I think I need to let somebody know that it should be slinging of the ball carrier. Should be make more sense to me at least.
So 1st down and 10 from the 10-yard line. Here are the Knights trying to punch it in. Gallardi going to the corner, got his man, and just dropped by, I think that was number 9 or number 8. That was Kutris.
Yeah, it looked like Kutris was a little surprised that that ball from Gallardi was actually where it was. Out of Gallardi's hands, looks like it was going to be a little short and behind Kutris, but the defensive play by the defensive back there for the Bruins was able to block the vision of the ball, and Kutris at the last second was able to see it and just went off his hand. But best case scenario, clock stops and we have a 2nd down.
So 2nd and 10. Ball spotted at the 10-yard line. Gallardi again inside. This time that will go in for the score. Colton Dooley again from 10 yards out. And what do you think, Parker Hazard? Do the Knights go for 2 here?
Well,
make it a touchdown?
To answer your question, it looks like they're not going to with the kicking team out. Got 9 minutes left to go. I don't think so. You go ahead and get your 7 here, and then trust your defense to get another stop, and then get your offense down the field to get that 2-point conversion after a score.
So the kick is straight and true. And we've got ourselves a little bit of a ball game here. 9:01 to go, and Nolensville cuts the lead to 8, 27-19, as the rain continues to pour down here at Nolensville High School, and people are headed to their cars trying to get home. But we have the makings of something kind of exciting here to go for these last 9 minutes.
Well, speaking of exciting, both student sections on both sides, Brentwood and Nolensville, none of them have left their seats. As we look at this play, that was a good play call by the Knights, reading the front 7, rushing about 6 or 7 of those guys, and Dooley was able to sneak past that first rush and more or less untouched after he passed that first level into the end zone. And as we saw on that drive, a decently lengthy drive, as you folks at home can check out what we're dealing with here as the rain, as Michael said, continues to pour down. But Nolensville was able to spread the ball out, spread it around a little bit, and keeping the defense guessing, which ensured that
We got a mess going on up here. Goodness gracious.
I'm trying to put words together to explain it other than cold.
We can't do anything but giggle about this. Goodness sakes.
It's definitely dropped about 10 degrees.
What a mess. All right, well, 9 minutes to go.
Hey, good thing is we have turf out there, so, you know, we won't have to worry.
That's very true. We can see yard line numbers, that's for sure. So it looked like, we didn't see it because we've been struggling with equipment up here, but it looks like Nolensville may have been whistled.
Oh, that's right.
For something. They're kicking off from their 25-yard line.
What a kick.
And nicely done, and that will bounce, so no harm, no foul. So Brentwood
all the way into the end zone.
Will take over 1st and 10 from their 20. Parker, buddy, I think these Knights are kind of fired up.
Absolutely. Great drive. Good defensive stand before that. Brentwood's continuing to shoot themselves in the foot and give them opportunities, and they're proving that that's a bad idea. And as we see the sideline and the crowd that we do have here in this game, the Knights are, I mean, they are on 100 right now, and stop here, you know, say they go 3 and out, this is a whole new ball game.
So Granzow now settling his troops down at the 20. They give to Nicholas again, who just makes it maybe an inch or two past the 20-yard line. I think that was Nicholas.
It was, and I was trying to find out. I think that was Braden Clark, big number 70, there to stop Nicholas and keeping it 2nd and long.
So they'll call it a pickup of 1 on the play. The ball just clear of the 20-yard line. 2nd down and 9 now. And got a bad snap.
Where's the ball?
And a couple of Nolensville players pointing their way. But I think Brentwood is able to come away with it. Nevertheless, be 3rd down, as these Knights players kind of implore their fans that have stuck around to provide some noise as we tick under 8 minutes to go.
And it looks like the condition of the ball is affecting Brentwood right now. A little bit of an errant snap by the center. And luckily, I believe that was Granzow, or if not, one of his buddies there on the O-line, able to corral the ball to keep possession.
So now they come alive. The Nolensville student section, 7.5 minutes to go. Granzow back to pass, and that one sniffed out nicely by that Nolensville defense. They'll drop Nicholas at the 20.
Brought down by 54, Grant Reeder.
No gain, and Brentwood will have to punt it away.
Sophomore Grant Reeder in to snuff out that pass, holding Burke to no gain. And with where the Bruins are on the field, Michael, they're not going to be able to keep it away from the return threat of, looks like that's Kutris out there. Yeah, number 8, Kutris. He's got a lot of green grass around him. Look for a big return here for him.
So Miller to kick it away, got a big hoof.
Bringing pressure.
And not so much that time as he sticks it straight up. Takes a bit of a Brentwood bounce and will fall dead just on the other side of the 50-yard line. So Nolensville, I don't know, there seems to be a big momentum shift. Not seems to be, there has been a big momentum shift. 6.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Nolensville on fire right now.
Yeah, that momentum is switched not only by the performance on the field by the Knights, but you cannot forget to keep mentioning about the personal foul penalties that Brentwood has continued to suffer and inflict them themselves. And right now, Nolensville is so far is taking advantage of that, and they have great field position on this drive.
So 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. Gallardi got his man, that's number 13, Zach Campbell. Zach Campbell still on his feet and dances his way up past the 40-yard line. Has the 1st down.
Big old Zach Campbell. I can't mention enough how much I love watching this kid run. 5'8", 145, just slinging people off of him. And when he gets the ball out in space, I mean, there's no telling what he's going to do with the vision and elusiveness, and of course his speed. Big factor this season and definitely in this game, someone to watch out for.
1st and 10 from the Brentwood 39. Gallardi again. That to Dooley. Dooley up across the 35-yard line. Call it a pickup of 5 yards.
It was a great looking zone give that Dooley got there, and able to make that first cut about 3 yards in and push through the blockers. Good
They'll
first
call
down
it a
run.
gain of 4 yards up to the 35. So 2nd down 6. Gallardi quickly over to Campbell again.
There he
Campbell
goes.
got the right side. Stays on his feet, shoved out of bounds just inside the 10-yard line to about the 13. Or just outside the 10-yard line, I should say.
Every time Campbell gets that space on the outside and gets an edge to go towards the boundary, it's always a chance for him to get 6 points. And Wesley Jones there, once again, we've called his name multiple times on those bubble screens to Campbell, ensuring that he has that outside window available with a great block on the cornerback.
So
Now they're in the red zone.
1st and 10. 5:45 to go. Here's Dooley again, charging through that line. He crosses the 10-yard line. Pickup of maybe 3. As the clock continues to tick away to 5.5 minutes to go in the ball game.
Well, great production so far on this drive from the Knights, and they're able to kind of change it up, going back to their core ball handler being Dooley as he comes off the field for a breather as Ryan Pispula comes in to relieve his duties at running back.
Gallardi again.
He gets it.
Inside, and Brentwood sniffs that out.
Got a marker down about the 15-yard line, Michael. Not sure what it was for.
So it looks like it might be another holding again for Nolensville. And that's a killer right there. That's rough.
Holding is the call on the ninth.
Well, with it still being 2nd down, you're still in good shape. 2nd and long, you're trying to reach the 4-yard line for a 1st down. So your playbook's pretty much wide open right now. With a look defensively, it looks like the air is open.
So Gallardi rolling to his left, in trouble, and Brentwood, big stop on 2nd down and 21.
Gallardi sacked on the play.
Tank Starr, big number 50, able to shed Dooley right off of him in the backfield and forcing Gallardi to take the sack by fellow Bruin, but that play defensively was made happen by Tank Starr, coming off the edge and into the backfield in Gallardi's face.
So here's 3rd down and 28. The Knights have to get inside the 5-yard line for a 1st down. And I don't think that's going to help them out either I think that might be a false start. So what was 3rd and 28 looks to go to 3rd and 33. And I believe that's what we're going to have here.
Well, for the first time tonight, we're seeing the Knights consecutively shoot themselves in the foot. Their counterpart has done it so far this evening, and now they're seeing themselves continually going backwards with a long, long road to go.
Well, the air out, kind of being let out of Nolensville sails right now. It's 4:17 to go. But hold everything. There's Stayskull, and the pass incomplete. And Nolensville's crowd looking for an interference call.
Yeah, it looks like the Bruins got away with a little bit of a bump there on Stayskull before he went up for the ball. Probably a good no call, incidental, jumping into Stayskull, going for the ball, but nonetheless, that could go either way.
So Shanklin on to kick it away for Nolensville. 4:08 to go in the ball game.
See if he could redo his punt from earlier in the half, Michael.
Exactly.
Even Shanklin on the punt for Nolensville.
Oop.
Oh, goodness.
Bad snap, and Brentwood will sniff that out and believe they'll come away with it, and they've got it down to the 40-yard line. As the wet conditions not doing the Knights any favors.
No, with the low snap and the conditions, as you said, that's a difficult snap to corral in for any caliber punter. And tough break there for the Knights. Going to be looking in their trustworthy defense one more time for a big stop. And I say one more time, if the Bruins score here, that's probably going to put the nail in the coffin of this game. But
so we've got under 4 minutes to go, 3:59. There you see your scoreboard. We saw our scoreboard. Granzow with the high snap and has to make do with what he can. Makes it back up to the 40-yard line.
That's multiple times Mr. Granzow is able to corral those high snaps. Good athleticism and hands to keep hold of that possession. Definitely don't want to give the ball up that way this late in the game in a crucial situation.
So next week, like we said, Centennial at Franklin High School. 2 weeks from today, Harpeth at Fairview. Goodness gracious. So 2nd down and 10 from the 40-yard line. Granzow again. He'll keep it himself, rolling to that left side and tripped up nicely. Ball's on the floor, and I think they're going to call that down.
Okay.
Clock stops at 3:08 to go.
I was going to say I was actually watching the tackler. I'm sorry. I think it was number 51 Reeker there, getting Granzow by the ankles. Not sure how accurate that call was on the fumble, but it looked like he might have been down.
So the Knights will take a pause here. 3:08 to go here in the 4th quarter.
It's not
down by 8.
Yeah, not a bad timeout call, even though leaving yourself with 1, but a little over 3 minutes left, and 3rd and long. Just putting that trust in your defense and holding them here will give you plenty of time for one final drive.
Well, talked about Nolensville tonight. Here, the brand new high school and the middle school right across the street. So, and then the elementary school is within a square mile of here. So this is basically one big campus.
It's kind of crazy how all this is out together this far off at 840. You'd never know unless you came here. It's a beautiful campus.
Here's Granzow again. He'll roll to his right and be sniffed out. Somebody coming up from the linebacker position will wrap up Granzow.
It looks like, yeah, that was big number 44, Wesley Miller, again with another big stop in this quarter.
So Miller, the senior,
Big loss on the play.
puts
Loss of 9 all the way back to the 50. Brings up 4th and 19.
so Nolensville, I believe, calls. I want to say this is their last timeout.
Yeah, that's their 3rd and final timeout. That's an interesting play or call there.
Well, they've got 4th and 16. Brentwood's going to have to punt it away with 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard for me to not want that one timeout in my pocket for any errant plays on this last drive offensively. Granted, 1st down, stop the clock till the ball's repositioned. But I don't know. I guess I'm thinking more old school, trying to keep one in my pocket. But Coach Derrick has been in this situation before, and it has worked. And
so Kutris heads back to receive the punt from Tabor Miller.
This is a big play for Kutris too, as far as deciding whether or not he's going to catch it or let it bounce, or fair catch it or run it or not.
He's kind of in that no man's land right there, right at his 10-yard line.
Exactly. Almost blocked.
Miller gets that one away. It's not going to be a chance for a return as it bounces out of bounds. Just shy of the 20-yard line, so 2 minutes 51 seconds left for this Nolensville team to work with. It might be time for young Mr. Zach Campbell.
Well, Michael, we definitely have a ball game, and a lot of people on paper wasn't expecting it to be this close. But after seeing Nolensville play multiple times, I know that nobody's safe with the resilience and just the camaraderie of the team that they have. And Brentwood here is going to have to come up big on defense.
So 2:51. Gallardi out to, I think that was, I want to say that was Stayskill.
It's Dooley out of the backfield there.
Nope, Dooley's my fault, as usual. Makes it up just shy of the 20-yard line, up to about the 19.
Going off of what you said, though, Michael, as we see Zach Campbell there, far side, wide receiver to the left, single coverage. He's looking to him.
Gallardi looks for him, and just out of his reach there. Might have been better served to go to Stayskill right there, who was breaking inside.
It almost looked like that was a 50-50 ball. Could have gone to either one of them.
So that'll bring up 3rd down and 8. Nolensville kind of running out of credits here.
Just needed plenty of time left, though, Michael. Just need to stay within themselves and just get a positive gain. Obviously 4-down territory, so you don't have to get, I mean, you're on the 19-yard line. You don't have to get the 81 yards all on your own here. So just get what you need on this play.
Gallardi back to pass, got his man, that's Dooley. Crosses the 20, can he get the first? And he's shoved out of bounds at about the 25, so about 3 yards short of a 1st down.
Brentwood was able to keep him in bounds as well, Michael, so the clock is still running. At that last effort to get out of bounds, Dooley was unable to. So here's the ball game for the Knights.
So the ball marked at the 25, 4th down and 2. No timeouts for Nolensville. Quickly, that time to Stayskill, and he's got it. Down to the 30, stops the clock with 1:48 to go.
Great hands by Stayskill there.
So the Knights still in business. 1st and 10 from their own 30. Do they have some magic in the tank here? And maybe not, as the Brentwood defense swarms Gallardi back to the 20-yard line. A big loss of about 10 yards on the sack.
Sterling Ambrose and big number 71 Tyler Bell in there to sack him. And that is definitely not what the Knights were looking for.
Gallardi again. Goes close to Dooley. Cuts it back inside. Clock will stay running.
This is great defense by the Bruins. Staying wide, keeping everything in front of them. And that front four on their defensive line is just pushing through.
So after that sack, 3rd down and 18. And under a minute to go. Gallardi again nearly picked off. Intended for Stayskill again. That'll stop the clock at 53 seconds.
Incomplete, intended for 80-10 Stayskill.
Looked like 13 Zach Campbell was running a little free here near side around the 50-yard line. Gallardi unable to reach him.
So this will be it for Nolensville. They can't make something happen here on 4th and 18. Can they? And that's going to be a pass interference call. So that'll buy him a little time, and that's got to drive Coach Crawford absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, that's one of those 25%er passes that Gallardi just threw up there, and with Campbell's size, no knock on him. With double coverage, I would take that going Brentwood's way more times than not, but man, with the pass interference call, they're bringing it across the 50-yard line, and plenty of time to keep it out on the outside for Nolensville to get something going. And they tricked me. They're not going to be on the other side of the 50.
Pass interference, a 15-yard penalty. Moves the ball up to the 37.
So that's a 15-yarder. I think everybody was sold. I was thinking to myself, I don't think that's a spot foul. Not in high school.
I was going to say in a professional it is now, so I guess that's where it kind of confused me there a little bit.
And no automatic first. So again, here's your ball game. 4th and 3, 46 seconds to go. This time from the Nolensville 37-yard line. And now we're ready. Gallardi sending Dooley in motion. Goes across the middle. And incomplete.
Loaders pass intended for Tim Kuchers falls incomplete.
So Kuchers, the intended receiver, and that should do it as Brentwood takes over on downs at the 37-yard line. I believe they'll be able to just eat it right here.
Yeah, Michael, that's tough. A little bit too much mustard on that throw from Gallardi, and Kuchers wasn't able to hold on to it with the slick conditions, and that's unfortunate, but can't take away from how well Nolensville has fought back and just a great game that they've played here against a tough 6A opponent.
You bet. What a game fight put up by these Nolensville Knights here on their home turf. 43 seconds to go, and Granzow will take a knee as the clock continues to tick away. 32 seconds, 31, half a minute to go. Granzow should be able to take a knee one more time, and that will do it. Don't even think he needs to do that. They'll be walking off the field. So they'll shake it up. 15 seconds to go. Nolensville again with the game effort. A couple of unfortunate penalties kept him out of the end zone. Good job on Brentwood's defense. The Bruins will move to 5-1 on the year. Nolensville picks up their second loss, and that does it from Nolensville High School, where our final score, Brentwood 27, Nolensville 19. Hope you're with us next week, next Friday night for the Williamson County for the WCTV game of the week, where we will be at Franklin High School, Franklin versus Centennial. So for everybody here for our WCTV crew, I'm Michael Williams, Parker Hazard. Great job tonight. Lance, got to get an umbrella. We'll talk to you next Friday night. Have a great weekend, everybody. See you next time.
Travel with us on the road next Friday night to Oklahoma.